Welcome back to ruralvacantland.com. This is Luke Smith, and I've got another property up for sale I'd like to show you. I'm looking at this one. It's been up for sale for a bit. Nobody's bought it, so I'm thinking it's time to lower the price. I was asking $9,999, basically $10,000. I think I'm going to lower the price to $7,499. That's basically dropping $2,500 off of this thing, or 25% off. I think it's going to make it a lot cheaper. It's a good size acreage, 36 acres. It's in Apache County, Arizona. It's on a hill, so you've got a view. You could like build on the crest of this hill looking out over the valley. And I'll show you that as we get into it. It looks like the taxes have been $136 a year. I don't know what else to say about it, about the numbers. Let's get into it here. I'll update the asking price and the buy it now button by the time you see this video. Let's get into the GPS coordinates. So I'm clicking on the GPS coordinates, bring it up on a map. Let's zoom out first, then we'll zoom in. So this is the part of Arizona. We're in northern Arizona, south of the Interstate 40. Getting close to the national forests over here, Pine Top Lakeside, not that far away. St. John's up the road. There's a grocery store here you can get supplies in. Show Low, Pine Top down here has got Home Depot, Walmart, and that kind of supplies. Not that far away down there. We could do a Home Depot run. Let's see what it says. I think it's actually in Pine Top, but it's in between the two. 36 miles to Home Depot. So if you're building on this property, you go on a run for screws or something, you can get lunch and groceries on your run down there and pick up the supplies, come back, and keep building. It's not that far away. So let's zoom in on the property. So I get rid of this part. This is the 61 here. This is Concho. This valley is Concho. There's a bunch of 1 acre lots in here, and they're quite usable. I mean, you can pull up and live in your RV from day one. I've had numerous shoppers buy properties for that. This lake over here is stocked with fish. I think it's rainbow trout, and there's a little campground next to it, so you can camp there if you're shopping around the area, you're looking at land in the area and stuff. The turnoff off the 61 off the north side of that lake, I think we can do a street view there. It's called Concho Creek Drive. Yeah, there's a street view, so we'll pull that up. And you got these juniper bushes all over the place here. So here's the turnoff. It looks like a pretty good dirt road. I mean, a nice paved turnoff. This is the highway. It's a good looking highway. This is the countryside. It's kind of cattle country with juniper bushes, and it's not going to let me drive in there with this camera, but that gives you an idea of the countryside. And so the property is, if you go off this road and you go up, looks like the road crosses the creek. You go up to one of these little roads, like maybe this first right turn called Concho Creek Drive. Well, they're both Concho Creek Drive. If you took that over and you followed this main trail here, it looks like this whole part of the neighborhood's set up with power lines. But yeah, Concho Creek Drive, and you followed this direction out here and just kept going and going and going, you get to the property over here. And at the end of this trail is the property. It's on a hill overlooking the valley. So I lost my marker. Let's see if we can get that marker back. There it is. So this trail goes out here and it keeps going, right? And basically about the end of that trail is this property. And so it's not like you're going to have anybody driving past you. And then down below, I think, is Snake Ranch, it said somewhere on there. Ortega Spring. So they're built around a spring feeding the pond. So this is, there's trees and bush on here, but I think you could build right on this ridge. That's usually a popular place to build because you get the views. You can view out over this valley. See which direction this is. So it'd be looking north That'd be a north facing hill. You can see there it looked like there was a little bit of snow hiding behind that hill. So your house could have windows south getting sun coming in, but looking north out over the valley. Could be a beautiful setting. You have your horses up here. Let your dogs run around there. Chickens could eat all the bugs. Be fun, right? So let's look at some lot lines. Well, let's see if we can do some topography. It's a big section of land in here. That's 36 acres. You can build up here. You don't own all the way to this road, but you get pretty close. So you could probably access it from this side, but there's a creek bed in here. Might be able to use the creek bed when the water's flowing for rainwater catchment. Pump it up the hill for drinking and showering and bathing and running the garden and all that kind of stuff. See, this creek comes in here. Well, it might be flowing. I think it's flowing this way. There's a spring here. Yeah, so there's the 3D views. And then, yeah, this didn't load yet. We'll come back to that. So here's the property line. So here's that little road I was talking about that comes along here. It skirts the property lines out to this property. And then this is the 36 acre property here. So you could build on the ridge, looking out over the valley, and still own a bunch of the valley and a bunch of the flatlands up top. So you could build your barn, you could have your horse corrals and that kind of stuff up here, maybe your driveway leading in, maybe your house up here, and then this area you could just use for view. Maybe if you have some goats or something, they could run around in there. This is Snake Ranch Road, so I think you could drive Snake Ranch Road over here and look at the property. You know, you could look at this hill, you could look at it, but I think you'd have to go through the creek to get there. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to cross that to get to the property, but you could see this side of the property from there. And then you could take this Snake Ranch Road back up and out Snake Ranch Road to the 61 and take that south down to Concho Creek Drive, and then take Concho Creek Drive out and over, well, this one, to the property. So you could drive that way and you could see the back side of the property. You could hike up over here and look down, or you could drive up here and look at it from there. You could look at it from both directions. I pulled up land on landpin.com. It's usually really hard to beat the prices on this website because it's a bunch of land dealers like cutthroat trying to beat everyone's prices like crazy. So I got Apache County pulled up, 30 acres and up, and or 30.02. I don't know how it got the little whatever, basically 30 acres and up. And this is a 36 acre one, right? So there's a 38 acre up for sale for $8,700. That's pretty cheap. And then doesn't say what this one is for 10 grand. 40 acres for 11 grand. That's up by Petrified Forest area, so that's like flat, no bush, tree stuff. Well, they got pictures of some, but let's see where this one is, because some of these way northern ones get pretty bleak and boring. No, this is the backside of Concho Valley, because there's the lake we were just talking about. So this one isn't very far away. So my property's up here and this one's down here. So this one's pretty close. 38 acres for $8,700. So I gotta beat that. And then on landwatch.com, I did, well, let me see the numbers. 30 acres and up, and so we could sort it. I capped it at like 15 grand, so I did price low to high. And there's a $4,000 40 acre on here. That's cheap. Does it say where it is? Says it's got trees. It's got GPS pinpoints marking it out. I'm not sure I'm seeing any access in there. Looks like a little bit of topography. Boy, is that cheap. I can't beat that one. So you should probably buy that one first. This one, $7,000 for 36 acres. That's pretty darn cheap right there. Woodland Valley Subdivision. Did the other one say what subdivision? Sanders. Yeah, so this is pretty hard to beat some of the prices that are showing up on LandWatch. I think my property's got some unique topography, and it's got access. You can drive right up to it. The neighbor has a spring, so I think water is going to be easier to figure out. So I don't have the dead cheapest one on the market, but I'm getting pretty close. $7,499. You can check out online. I give you exact directions of where to go look at the property and see it, experience it, figure it out. You don't have to deal with a realtor. You don't have to pay commissions. You don't have to do all the middleman stuff with these others that mark up the price and the bureaucracy. You can pull in and use mine the same day. You can check out online. If you want to go for mine, it's on the website, ruralvacantland.com. I'll put a link down below. And it's 36 acres, and I'm changing the price to $7,499. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's Luke Smith at ruralvacantland.com.